Hello everyone, long time no see. As you guys can tell, I'm doing a prom get ready with me, which I know it's been a while since prom happened, but I didn't get around to editing this until right now. I already started by moisturizing my face with the Pond's Luminous Moisture, and then I took the Becca Backlight Primer Filter all over my face. And I still wanted a little bit more of smoothing and blurring going on, so I used the Maybelline Baby Skin just around my nose and like kind of upper lip and forehead area. Now, starting with my eyes, I always use the primer in the NYC Individual Eyes palette, so I just applied that with a concealer brush all over my lid, and then I blended that out with a sponge. And then for an extra kind of priming or base kind of thing, I wanted my colors to pop out, so I used the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk, and then I blended that out with my finger. And then to kind of set that in place, I used the individual eyeshadow from Jordana in Creamy Vanilla, and I just put that from about brow bone all the way down to my lid. And for my transition color now, we're moving into the PB&J palette, which I absolutely love. I used that color Peanut Butter all over my crease and just made sure that that was very, very blended out. Now I'm deepening up my crease a little bit and adding a bit more precision, so I took that Nuts About You color with a pencil brush and just put that directly into the crease, and then I blended that out with a clean, fluffy brush. Now for the lid, I took Extra Creamy and applied that with a flat brush just because I wanted all of the colors to stand out above it. And then I took this ColourPop bronzer kind of thing, and it's not an eyeshadow, but I used it because I like the bronziness that it reflected. So I put that on my outer corner and then on my inner corner. And then I still wanted a little bit more definition, so I took my Morphe palette and I used that dark brown color and just put that above it. I did end up going back and forth between the colors just to make sure that the bronziness did still stand out and I was still getting the definition from it. And then of course I wanted everything to be blended out. Now I didn't want my glitter to look patchy, so I took this gold eyeshadow and put that all over my lid first, and this is for my Too Faced palette. And then for the glitter, I used the Wet n Wild Brass eyeshadow, and I did apply some lash glue. I wouldn't recommend doing this because the glitter itself is a little bit oily, so it does stick. And I feel like the lash glue kind of makes it clump, or if you do want the extra stickiness, maybe use an actual glitter glue. Here I just wanted to make sure that every color did stand out, so I just went back and reapplied everything until I liked how it looked. For my brow highlight, I did just use that same white color from earlier. And then I took this Too Faced individual pigment in Nude Beam, and I applied that right over the glitter because it has very fine glitters, which I think stand out very, very nicely over the other glitter. And like I said, I wanted every area to be covered. And then moving on to my face, I started correcting with the LA Girl Concealer, and I just put that under my eyes on any redness or pimples that I had going on, and then I blended that out with my brush. I love this brush for blending out, so I used it for my foundation. I took a makeup remover wipe to remove all the excess concealer because I didn't want this blending out into my foundation. And then for my foundation, I used the Revlon Airbrush Effect, and then I just blended that out all over my skin. A lot of people have a problem with this foundation because of the glitters that it has, but honestly, I think it looks amazing. The coverage is, perfect for me. It's not excessive, and I just really like how it photographs. Now here I am highlighting, so I use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer under my eyes, bridge of my nose, all those areas. You guys know the drill for that. And then I just blended that out with my finger, and then I also used the sponge to kind of press it into my skin. For the rest of the concealer, however, I did use that same brush because I didn't want any harsh lines, so I really wanted everything to be blended out. And then again, I took my sponge to press all of the product into my face to make it look as natural as possible and to not make it look cakey at all. The time has come, guys. This is where I bake. So I took this triangular sponge and the e.l.f. HD powder, and I just really packed that under my eyes and on any other area that I highlighted. And I really like the sponge because it gives me a nice precise line for under my cheekbones, which definitely helps for contouring later. Now, while I let that sit, I started working on my eyebrows. So I just brushed them up and started filling them in with the e.l.f. eyebrow pencil and taupe. And, you know, this process is a little hard to explain, so I just kind of sped it up a little. Now, I didn't want any of that product going anywhere, so I used the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel to set everything in place. And then I curled my eyelashes to prep them, and I moved on to my winged eyeliner. And I used the Wet n Wild eyeliner, their new one. I actually have a video on this where I compare it to the Stila one if you guys want to check it out. I just really freaking love the stuff. However, mine was drying out a bit, and I did want the effect of the liquid eyeliner, so I used that more of as a guide. And then I just took the Jordana Cat Eye eyeliner right over that, and I brought that down into my tear duct also because I wanted that to be a little bit more defined. And moving on to my falsies, I did use the Kiss lashes. Let me tell you, do not try out new falsies the day of your prom. You should probably know that, but you know what, I was dumb enough. I wanted new lashes, I didn't try them out, so yeah, they just did not work out for me. I was having a really hard time putting them on, so I did end up switching my lashes to the Demi ones, and that just worked out so much better for me. They were more comfortable. And then I just blended all of my powder out into the rest of my face, so I wouldn't have to add any more powder. And then I started contouring. I used my Hoola Benefit bronzer, and I put that into my cheekbones, my forehead, and also my nose. Here I am moving on to blush, and I'm using the Almay one in Nude. This color is just not too pink, it's not too light, and it just looks very neutral. Like, it works for any kind of color, so I just put that on my cheeks. And then I moved on to highlighting. I have my Becca powder highlighter, which I love, but it got stolen, so I did not use it for prom. Instead, I used the liquid one, and I did not love it because this thing dries up so quickly, and it just kind of got rid of my makeup underneath it as I blended it out. So instead, I used the Too Faced one in the eyeshadow palette, and I just put that over in the same places, and you know what? It was pretty good. I liked it, but I still do love my Becca one. My camera was dying, so I used the NYC eyeliner, the Lorac Pro mascara, and those two lip products on my lips off of camera, and then I did a final spray with the Benefit Ultra Radiance Mist, and it just kind of set everything in place. And then here I'm moving on to my hair. Like I said, my camera was dying, so I got very little clips of this, so if you want to skip this part, go right ahead. I still thought I'd include it since it is a get ready with me. But I did start off by putting on some dry shampoo. You should go on second day hair just because I feel like it lasts a little bit longer. As you guys can see, my hair was already curled, and that is the reason. And then the dry shampoo was to add a little bit more texture and volume to my hair as well. I created a deep part where I wanted, and then I split my hair into 3 sections, so the 2 sides and then the back, and then I tied those off. Working with that first section, I did want a little bit more volume since we are going to be braiding it in a bit, and then I just added some hairspray to help with that. So this was the Garnier Fructis hairspray. So, like I said, here we are starting a nice little fishtail braid, kind of adding some hair from the sides, and then I just braided that all the way down until I got to about my ear, or I just kind of had all of the hair into the braid. So once I was done, I tied off the braid, and then I fluffed it out a bit because I didn't want it to be so tight. I want it to be voluminous, and then I moved on to the next section, which was in the back, and I did the exact same thing. This was kind of a hard angle to show you guys, so I'm just telling you I teased it, I braided it all the way down, I skipped to the end after the braid was done, and this is what it ended up looking like. And then I clipped those two together in the back, you know, I just bobby pinned them. It's kind of hard to tell where, but you're just randomly doing it wherever you feel like it, where you feel like it's tight, and then any hairs that are sticking up, you want to press those down. And then I moved on to the front, so I curled the front piece that's going to frame my face. I just kind of straightened the one piece and then I curled it back, you know, so it's away from my face, and then I hairsprayed that, and it's just going to make it look a little bit messier. And then I teased all of it. Then I took a section from underneath and I did another fishtail braid there. There's just a bunch of fishtail braids going on here. But I braided that all the way down, tied it off, and then I fluffed it out more to make it more voluminous. I keep saying that word, but I really don't know what else to call it. But yeah, I just took out a couple of sections there, and then I pulled the braid over the rest of the hair. And I also pinned that in the side and the back with the rest of the braids. And then I teased the section that I left in the front, and I kind of pulled it back over the braid, kind of tucked it in, pinned it, and then I messed with it so it didn't look so pulled back. It was just more of swept. And then I even took out a couple of sections. You can curl those pieces once again. But for the rest of the hair, I just twisted the rest of it to the side. There's nothing special about it, just seriously twisted it. And then I took some hair, some extra hair there, a little section, split it in half, and did an actual kind of rope twist. And then I swirled that into a little bun there because it's going to be the base of our little hairdo there. And that's what that ended up looking like. But of course, that was not the end of it. There's still some hair left, and I still worked with that. I took a little section there and I separated it. With the bigger section, I twisted it the same way as the other one, but I did not do a bun. I fluffed it out, and then I just put that right on over the bun, which I think looked very, very nice. And then with the section, I again did two little sections, hairsprayed them, and then I twisted them onto my finger to create this little twist. It's kind of hard to explain, kind of hard to show you guys, but I did the same thing to both. And I just think it ended up looking really nice. I did not get an end result of what it looked like, but I just did a final spray and that was it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully I can get another video up soon, but either way, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!